Hey guys, how you doing? Right here again. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, it's Nitro Kyosho. Well, I hope you enjoyed my videos I put out over the summer. I want to thank all my subscribers for all their support, all their nice comments. It's very much appreciated. Like I said, it's been a while since I put my mug here in front of the camera, and I'd like to do a video today. One of the biggest questions that I get asked repeatedly is, Ray, how do I avoid crashing a helicopter? And when they ask me that, I just got to smile, because I don't know, guys, if there's a foolproof way to not crash one of these things. It's going to happen eventually, no matter how careful you are, how good you are, or what you do. But I would like to give some tips today that could maybe help you to not crash as much. I got my cheat sheets, as you guys know me, I always have. I would say the number one thing, guys, let's get started here, is if you're at this level with these type of helicopters, or you're moving up from something like this, which is a Blade MCX 2, first of all, take the right ropes, the right path to getting to fly these. Don't try to go out and buy one of these and start with one of these. It's very difficult to do that. I mean, unless you have a buddy that is real good at it, and he's going to help you build it, and he's going to help you set it up, and he's going to teach you how to fly, then that might be another story. But I always recommend starting with something like this, which is a 4-channel helicopter. It has the ability to go forward, backwards. It has the ability with the ailerons to go left and right. It has the ability to turn left and right and go up and down. And it's really a cheap way to get into the hobby. I don't know if you want to go spending thousands of dollars into getting into a hobby that you don't know if you're going to stick with or like. But anyways, I don't want to get off the beaten path. First of all, to avoid crashing, guys, having one of these helicopters and having it built right and set up properly, and having your controller set up properly is going to be the keys right there. Because if the machine isn't set up properly and the radio is not set up properly, that can definitely cause you to have crashes. Another thing, whenever building an aligned helicopter or any kind of helicopter that's going to have metal-to-metal parts, always make sure that you use a medium strength Loctite, guys. I've had crashes in the past. I've had the feathering shafts blow apart because I didn't want to Loctite them, because I figured if you're going to crash, that might be something that's hard to get apart Loctited. You didn't want to strip it in there. And I learned the hard way. I had both blades blow off before because of that. When I originally started, I had a tail blade blow off because it wasn't Loctited. When you get these kits from the factory, guys, even if they look assembled, take them apart and re-Loctite everything. Okay? Don't trust that they're done for you, because they're not. And so, like I said, anything metal to metal, okay, Loctite it with a medium strength blue Loctite. Don't use the red. Anything metal into plastic, you don't have to Loctite. So, like I said, having it set up properly. When you set these up, one of the biggest things people overlook and the mistake they make, you want to set these up. You want the motor unplugged. You want them at 50% right in the middle, and you want your servo horns at 90 degrees, and you want it in idle up. What that is going to do is that is going to give you, when it's at 90, it's going to give you equal throw positive and equal throw negative. That's how you want the helicopter set up. That's the proper way to have it set up. It should be set up like that, whether you're going to do acrobatic or not. The biggest thing, is don't rush the hobby. Take your time in the hobby. If you try to fly beyond your ability and beyond your means, you're going to have a lot of crashes. You're going to have a lot of problems, okay? Regular maintenance on these things, guys, re-greasing the main bearing and the main gear there is a big thing. Oiling all your bearings after every maybe 4 or 5 flights. Oiling your tail shaft, main shaft, keeping your swash oiled up. If you have helicopters with belts, make sure that your belt is at the proper tightness. Always double check your motor pinion. Okay, I've had those spin out before because they loosened up. Make sure your motor is down tight in the block. And always test your cyclic servos, guys, in you know, having your throttle hold on before you take the helicopter up off the ground. Make sure that they're all working. Okay. And using a cell checker, these all basically are running on LiPo batteries now today, guys. LiPo batteries can't be run dead. They're not like an NIMH battery. They can only be run down a certain amount. You know, and some of the manufacturers give misguided information, in my opinion. I have some batteries, and they start at, they're 3-cell batteries. It started about 4.20 volts per cell. I usually will run them down to 3.80 volts per cell. I don't go any lower than that. I've heard that they can go down to 3.50, but I don't believe that because I've had them go into the 70s, hovering, test hovering, and the speed control cut out and it started vibrating and shaking it, and it would have crashed if it was up high. Definitely maintaining your LiPo batteries. Get yourself a cell checker, guys. You have to maintain them. You have to set. Another thing on the controllers, all have the Spectrums and the Futabas. They all have timers. Set your timers for flight time, guys, okay? And don't be setting them for 10 minutes. You know, set them accordingly to 4 minutes, 5 minutes to keep your batteries from running too low. That will protect your batteries and you'll get long life out of them. I always recommend flying over grass. I will not fly over anything but grass. I will not fly over asphalt. I will not fly over concrete. I will not even fly over dirt. I fly over grass. Grass is going to limit the amount of damage, okay, to your helicopter and save you a lot of money. If you want to play around over concrete and asphalt, get prepared to get your wallet out. Okay. What else can we talk about? One of the biggest things, if you are going to start doing, even if you're not going to be doing acrobatic, get to know your throttle kill on your controller and make sure that it is set up. Because killing your throttle when you're going into a crash is going to limit the amount of damage tremendously, along with being over grass. Okay? But as far as never crashing, guys, forget about it, because that's just not going to happen. I've had motors go bad on me, the bearings. I've had speed controllers go out. I've had rudder servos blow out on me. I've had gyros go bad. Most of my, not to toot my own horn because I'm no, you know, great 3D expert pilot, and I've never claimed to be, but a lot of my crashes, guys, because I did take the right road using a simulator and using, you know, starting with smaller helicopters and fixed pitches before going to these, because I took the long road, I didn't have a lot of crashes due to pilot error. I had a lot of crashes due to mechanical errors, and it's just something you can't avoid, guys. I've lost servos. I mean, these things are in the air. You know, they're not like an RC car that's just going to roll to a stop if something goes to matter. So there's always going to be something. I mean, I'm not trying to scare anybody, obviously. I've had seasons where I haven't had a thing go wrong, an entire season. And just, when you get into acrobatic flying too, be prepared to crash. Be prepared to start having accidents. The machines are taking more abuse. The servos are taking a lot more abuse. The whole setup, the motor, the bearings, everything is taking more abuse. and it has to be maintained even to a higher level and inspected to a higher level. Always inspect these things, guys, before and after flights. Always double check, like I said, your screws. If they're Loctited, you don't have to go too crazy double checking, but things will vibrate loose and come loose eventually, okay? And definitely getting yourself like a Phoenix, or I know some guys like the Real Flight. I've never used Real Flight. I like the Phoenix. I'm sure they're both good. But learning, you know, learning how to fly, I mean, before you get one of these things. I have too many people, too many of my subscribers that get something like this, and then they say, I've been flying this for a week, and I'm ordering a T-Rex 500 Pro. And I just sit there shaking my head, saying, don't do it. I mean, you don't have a clue, guys, of what it takes to assemble one of these things, being a novice, and what it takes to understanding setting everything up properly. You know, I get a lot of people saying, well, I try to take off and the helicopter just wants to go this way or that way. And they don't understand that's one of like the most basic, simplest things, guys. It's just your trims are off and your swash isn't level. But they want to get involved in these type of machines too soon. And that causes them to have a lot of aggravation, a lot of headaches, searching for a lot of answers, and then they usually end up giving up on the hobby. I don't like to see people give up on this hobby. That's why I try to make these videos to help people. There's so many people that I've seen give up, and there's no reason to. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. All right? It's just getting the right advice and taking the right paths. YouTube is a great way to find information, but unfortunately, a lot of guys are giving great information and a lot of guys are giving bad information. Generally, what I go by is how people fly, for the most part. If I see a guy putting out videos and he's got some, you know, low-grade helicopter and he don't even know how to basically hover it, but he's putting out these videos on setting everything up like he's an expert, I just shake my head and say, you know, I wouldn't listen to that guy. You know, I've proven I can fly, I've proven I can build these things, and I've put out a lot of videos, like I said, not tooting my own horn like I'm some expert, because I'm not. I think when you call yourself an expert, you stop listening and you stop learning and you dead end. So I just want to help people out. I want to give them information to keep them in this hobby. And the biggest advice that I can give you guys is if you can find a local hobby shop to buy from, and a local hobby shop, make sure they have people in there that know what they're doing, that they're not some idiot that just started working there a week ago and doesn't know any more than you do. I'm fortunate to have hobby shops around me with real experts in them. RC Madness in Enfield, RC Hobbies and More in Winston, Connecticut, with honest people. They give you honest advice and are experts at what they do. And if I hit it, you know, a point where I don't know something, I get in touch with these guys. And A-Main Hobbies too. There's people there that are real good. And I've run into, you know, issues myself. So I don't consider myself an expert. But all the information that I did give you here, guys, I think if you follow these things, it will limit your crashes and it will help you out. Just to go over things again quickly, and then we'll end this video. Having the helicopter set up properly, not rushing into this hobby, you know, taking your time. If you do get to this level, guys, regular maintenance on these machines, double, triple, and checking everything. The use of a simulator is going to help you unbelievable, you know, tremendously. Don't try to fly beyond your ability, and don't try to impress people, guys. Just do what you can do and leave it at that. You'll get to the point someday where you'll be able to impress the world, okay? And definitely the batteries with these things is a big thing, guys, okay? Get a cell checker and maintain LiPo batteries. They need to be maintained properly. Okay? And if you go by these little tips that I gave you, I wish you the greatest luck, and I'm willing to help anybody out. And I hope that these tips do help you. And good luck in the hobby. Thank you for watching.